In the name of the Most High. Today we're doing a video on the thyroid gland because we had lots of women asking me to do that program on the thyroid. So today we're going to do a program on that. We're going to do a program on hyperactive thyroid and hypoactive thyroid. Overactive and underactive, because they both need different treatments, right? Now the thyroid is that gland that's found right under your neck when you tie your tight right there. And it is part of the endocrine system, all the glands. So if one of the glands is messed up, you might have trouble in the thyroid gland. Doctors don't look at that. So we have to learn how to take care of the thyroid gland, because as I said, it's part of the endocrine system and work with all the other glands. It work with the pituitary gland, thymus gland, and all the other glands. Now we're going to show you where it's at. So the function of your thyroid gland, look at right here. The thyroid gland, this thymus gland here, the function of your thyroid gland, this gland right here, the main function of that gland is to create thyroid hormones that form proteins and RNA, and it oxygenates your cells. That's one of the functions of the thyroid. The thyroid also regulates your growth and your metabolism, and it releases hormones that affect your heart beat, how fast your heart beat, and your temperature also, and your digestion and calorie burning, and it deals with your hair growth. Now, if there is too much protein and fats in the body, your thyroid gland will require more of the hormones, and then you start to get troubles in your thyroid gland. All right. So this is the thyroid gland right here. Look it over here again. It's like a butterfly. You shoot it over here. Come over here. See it here, right? Then you have, back up again a little bit, this is the thymus gland. There is two glands on top of your kidneys called the adrenal glands. Then you have the fallopian tube, you have the ovaries and the uterus, and you have the one in your brain, right here, get up here, called the pituitary gland. And this is the master gland, because this gland feeds this gland, and this gland feeds this gland, and this gland feeds the ovaries too. But this gland needs a signal from the hypothalamus gland in order for it to regulate your hormones. So the hypothalamus feeds this feeds this feeds that, and even your liver and your kidneys also. So the thyroid gland is important. Now, if there is trouble in your colon, see over here, because this part of the colon corresponds to your thyroid gland and the breast, the mammary glands. If there is troubles anyway in this organ here, it could affect your thyroid gland also, because this gland corresponds to the thyroid gland. You understand? So when we are treating thyroid function, we go to all the glands, the glandular system. Now, if you have hyperthyroidism, meaning you have an overactive thyroid, meaning that you are producing too much thyroxine, you have different symptoms: palpitation of the heart, bulgy eyes, you lose weight, because your parathyroid do not metabolize calcium and the B complex well. So it affects your thyroid and push your thyroid gland into overdrive. You become overactive. You could get a goiter, a growth in your neck, from having an overactive thyroid gland, and you could get a goiter from having an underactive thyroid gland too. Don't forget that. All right. Now, when you're overactive, it's because your parathyroid is not producing enough calcium and the B complex. So it pushes your gland, your thyroid gland, into overdrive, and you become overactive. So you lose weight. You get bulgy eyes. If you have an overactive thyroid and you have troubles in the heart now, because when you have an overactive thyroid, you get troubles in your heart, palpitate, heartbeat fast. We use mother's wort. All these herbs are from the Lamaci family. They produce what we call volatile oils. So they help the thyroid, and they're what we call thyroxine inhibitors. So once you have an overactive thyroid gland, it is producing too much thyroxine. So we use herbs that act as what we call thyroxine inhibitors. They prevent the thyroid from producing too much thyroxine. And they're from the Lamaci family. Mother's wort, burgleweed, this herb here, and another herb called lemon balm. And burgleweed stop the palpitation of the heart, while the other herbs help with lessening the production of your thyroxine. Then, if you're overactive now, we use pork choy. Pork choy, we use cabbages, we use cauliflower, we use broccoli, we use kale, we use Brussels sprouts. Because they are what we call thyroxine inhibitors. If you're overactive, you have an overactive thyroid, that's what you use. If you're underactive now, your underactive thyroid could give you a goiter, but it have more symptoms than the overactive thyroid. Let's look at the symptoms that the underactive thyroid have now. Miscarriages, infertility, Down syndrome, if you're underactive. So you gain weight. You eat less, you gain weight. When you're overactive, you eat more and you lose weight. These are the symptoms of an underactive thyroid now. Heart problems, constipation, goiter, kidney troubles if you're underactive. And you can get high blood pressure from having an underactive thyroid gland too. Laziness, depression. If you have an underactive thyroid, cold hands, cold feet, heavy period in a woman, irregular periods, high cholesterol, and dry skin. Those are symptoms of an underactive thyroid. Underactive thyroid again, sleep apnea. Once you fix the hypothyroid, your sleep apnea disappears. Depression, mental disorders, and poor sex drive if you're underactive. Now, if you're underactive, there is a product we give you called TG100, thyroid gland, and it works on all the glands together. It works on the thyroid gland, it works on the pituitary gland, it works on the adrenal glands, it works on the pancreas, because they have to be in balance. And then we give you iodine, because you need iodine to make thyroxine, and then we go and fix your liver. Because once you have an underactive thyroid, you're lacking in iodine because you need iodine to make thyroxine. That's number one. And your T3, thyroxine 3, and thyroxine 4 is inadequate. So once you are underactive now, we work on your liver. We clean your liver up. And we help the liver now to balance back both your T3 and T4, thyroxine 3, thyroxine 4, and we give you iodine, kelp, bladder wrap, sea moss with the salt. Not the one with the bleach now. Take the salt up. With the salt there. Because the sea salt has iodine which help you to make thyroxine. And then when you use these plants properly and you prevent fats and too much protein in your diet, automatically you will see that your thyroid gland become balanced. Because we have many people, especially a man, who had a high thyroid function, had a goiter, and in 3 weeks we shrink it up because we work on the liver. So your liver and your bowels is very significant in fixing any kind of thyroid troubles. Death and life begins in this organ. And if you are a woman, which you apparently women have more trouble in the thyroid than men, if you're a woman now and you have any trouble with fats and proteins, you must go to this organ and you must go to this organ over here, your liver. And once your liver is working well, you will never have no thyroid problems at all, period. And that is the way you fix trouble in the thyroid. We don't give you thyroxine or Centroid. We don't give you that. We go and find the cause of the problem, and the problem is an imbalance in the endocrine system in all the glands. And once we balance them back with your liver working well and your bowels working well, all these thyroid disorders disappears, and even thyroid cancer. All right? Give God the glory. Have a blessed day. Peace.